Guys, we have got a phenomenal custom to talk about today from South Africa. And this was loaned in from my friend Chris over at the Thai Addiction YouTube channel. And I will put a link to his channel down below, as I always do. I will also put a link to my South African playlist down below, as well as at the end of the video up in the corner. So let's talk about this. I'm going to actually see if we can zoom in first before I get my fingerprints all over the zirconium. I don't know if that's scratched a little bit there or what. I just noticed that. No, it's just some gunk. Thank goodness. All right, so we've got zirconium bolster, carbon fiber scales, zirconium pocket clip, which works awesome. Again, zirconium bolsters with some gunk on it, and zirconium pivots, actually. If you can believe that. It's crazy. All right, now their fingerprints will get on it. And a beautiful, what they call a Starfire Damascus from Chad Nichols. And they also use that Starfire Damascus in the backspacer. So it's super cool. And as I zoom out here, you'll get the full picture of the blade in conjunction with the backspacer. It almost, I mean, it looks like it's just one piece with kind of a hole cut out, because the pattern you can see on the edge there is just awesome. I love Damascus of any real configuration, okay? And I'm going to move this out of the way. It's a very cool package. And I'm going to pull out the card here because this is it's his business card, Herucus Blomerus. Okay. And it tells a bunch of information about the knife that I'm going to read off over here in just a second. But as you can tell, if you've seen my channel at all, you know I am into Damascus. And I love a dark finished Damascus like this. Okay, that's kind of my favorite color, if you will. I like Damascus better than Damasteel, because Damasteel is very reflective and almost mirror polished. So I prefer Damascus just because that's what I prefer. Okay. This is just a beautiful, beautiful knife. Let's kind of just take a walk around the whole thing. I showed you just the outside, but nice titanium pivot collars, nice inlays, and just not even inlay, just the work on that zirconium bolster with the cutouts there that are they're colored differently. This hand file work down the middle. I mean, this is true hand quality, handmade craftsmanship. Nice thick anodized titanium liners. And again, it follows through on the back side. Beautiful. Just a beautiful piece of work. And then all of this stuff here on the back is all hand done with a file. That's why you can see here on this one, it's not exactly uniformed because it's hand done with a file. I'm blown away by the craftsmanship from Herucus. This is not the first video I've done of some of his knives, and I'm blown away with every single model. This model, by the way, is the HB11. Now, there is one gotcha with this knife, in my opinion. Okay, it's a pretty decent sized liner up here in the back, but it really kind of tapers down here on the lock side. And there is a tiny bit of lock rock. Okay, you can see that. You can't, I mean, it's not great, but it's not bad, if that makes sense. Okay, this is not a knife you're going to be using hard or anything like that. It's more of that, nice custom. I mean, it locks up pretty solid, but with some pressure here, yeah, you could probably make this fail if you tried. I love zirconium and I hate zirconium because it is fingerprint magnet. So on a user type knife, it's not ideal when it's a polished. This is also zirconium, but it's kind of a hammered matte finish. So there is no fingerprints on this one. So I really enjoy that. And it's very similar. Zirconium bolsters, zirconium pocket clip. So you can finish zirconium in a way where it's not a fingerprint magnet, but that was not the intent of this knife. Fires open, feels great in the hand, and we'll get to the specs here in just a minute. I'll run through a few pieces because, you know, again, this handmade custom work, guys. I don't know what the price was on this one, but I guarantee you it's cheaper than you would imagine because the South African makers are just way more cost effective than a similar thing made here in the United States. It's just fact. And you're getting that quality. So let me run through some of the specs. It's 4 7/8 closed, just under 8 3/4 overall. 3.79-inch blade. The blade steel we talked about. It weighs in at 6 ounces. And it runs on IQPS bearings. And I'm not going to tell you all the behind the edge and all that stuff. I measured it all, but really, do you guys care about that stuff? On a custom knife? No, you don't. But as far as the materials, let's see. It's a marbled carbon fiber, blue titanium liners, hand file work, 3D titanium pocket clip. Oh, it's a titanium pocket clip, he says? I don't know that that's true. That looks like zirconium. He says in the card, that the certificate of authenticity type card, that it is a titanium pocket clip. But I think it's zirconium. It's exactly like the bolsters, and he's very clear that the bolsters are zirconium, and I know that to be true. So I think that's just a misprint. But what do I know? So let me give you a couple of size comparisons so you can understand where this sits in the world of knives. Spyderco Delica. The Sharpie and the pencil. The AA and D cell batteries. The Frederick knives, which is similar, okay? Damascus blade, zirconium bolsters, carbon fiber scales. I don't know. I kind of dig. And I've got some blue liners. So, blue pivot on my Frederick knives, blue pivot collar on this knife. Maybe this one's meant to be in my collection, Chris. Just saying. I don't know. Okay. And then here's something else with the zirconium bolsters and zirconium pocket clip is my Red Horse Knife Works Black Death Series Hellraiser. So I have a thing for carbon fiber and blue and zirconium. So yeah, Chris, thanks very much for letting me check this out. I will, like I said, have a link to his channel down below. Please go check him out. Give him some love. I would appreciate that. And let me know what you think about the South African makers. And please go check out my South African playlist.